Welcome back everyone to Scary Story Saturdays. If you're new to the channel, my name is Joe. We tell personal individual encounters every Saturday. Today's stories will be about me and how my first paranormal encounter made me a believer. So before we begin, if it's daytime, I recommend you go to a dark room and watch with a friend or alone if you dare. If it's night, the mood's set, so let's begin. Lights out. In one of my previous videos, I talked about my mom's personal encounter in our haunted apartment. If you thought that was all that happened, let me tell you about my experience. I was about 12 years old and I usually will stay about roughly an hour home alone before my dad dropped off my sister. On this particular day, I made the walk to the house, unlocked the door, let myself in, and proceeded to make some food. I was usually hungry by this point and sat on the sofa and began watching television. As I continued to watch TV, I received a phone call from my mom. This was a usual thing that would happen. She would just check up on me, make sure I made it home safely to the house, and of course to remind me of my chores. On this day, she asked me if I've started to do the laundry, which I replied, "Of course, Mom." So once we got done talking, I made my way up the stairs to my bedroom, grabbing my hamper in hand, and proceeded to go downstairs to our washer room, which was connected to our bathroom. As I made my way down this narrow hallway to our washer room, I always had a great habit of closing the door behind me. So I proceeded to do that, and I proceeded to do my load as well. As the load was going, I began to hear a noise, and the noise became more aggressive. And in my head, I was thinking it might have been the washer. And as I'm listening carefully, placing my clothes into the washer, I saw the door moving. Not your normal movement. It wasn't moving from the knob. It was actually moving from the lower half of the door. Almost like if someone was placing their foot on the bottom and pushing it in, and it was just slowly going in, and it was getting more aggressive. So my first reaction was, my sister's playing a prank on me. So at that point, I yell out, "Amanda, stop it. Go break the door." It continues. So I'm thinking in my head, she really wants to scare me. So I proceeded to move a little faster, get all the clothes in there, close the washer door, and started my way down this narrow hallway. As I got about 2 feet away from the door, it stopped. At that point, I opened the door, and there was no one there. No one in sight. Still thinking it was my sister playing a prank on me, I began looking around downstairs, in the closet, underneath the bed, around the whole area, kitchen, drawers, all that good stuff. No sign of my sister. Then I looked upstairs. She must have ran upstairs. I made my way up the stairs, into the bedrooms, looked everywhere. Bathroom, closet, underneath bed, anywhere I could think of. Still no sign of her. At that point, I began to say, let me call my dad. Let me see what time he dropped her off. Maybe she did something, pranked me, and ran out the door because she thought I would be upset. And I made the call to my dad. He ends up answering. I asked him, "Hey, what time did you drop off Amanda?" A pause. "What do you mean? I'm barely picking her up now." Hearing those words, it literally made my hair stand up everywhere on my body. So I proceeded to hang up the phone and literally run down the stairs. I ran out the door and waited for my dad to drop off my sister, and I just waited in the parking lot. I was so in shock, so in disbelief what had happened. I couldn't explain it. And shortly after that, my dad dropped off my sister. We went inside, and I didn't want to think about it. It took me a little bit of time to want to share the story. Up to this point, nothing paranormal never happened to me. But I tell you one thing, that day when I was 12, it made me a believer. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the video this week. If you did, make sure you like, comment, and if you're enjoying the content, make sure you subscribe, guys. Brace your experiences. I'll see you guys next week.